Tell us, have you come alone? Or did Viscount Julian accompany you?
Wish to see Dandelion, Your Grace?
Yes. I mean, no. Yes. But solely to tell him we regret. Yes, deeply regret rescinding the death sentence we so justly handed down upon him. If we could turn back time, we would make certain he sat in a tower till he rotted. No, we would ensure he was broken on the wheel, then drawn, hanged, and quartered.
Well, maybe it's a good thing I didn't bring him along.
Ah, the very man we would entrust with these tasks. Damien de la Tour, captain of my personal guard.
Your Grace. Witcher.
Greetings.
Alright, yeah, the Bruxa killed a few more people, I'm afraid.
Sorry to have to tell you, but the guardsman handling the last victim's body...
I know already. The creature in the cellar of Corvo Bianco. Was it the beast?
No. A Bruxa, a kind of vampire. Not the beast, but tied to it in some way.
You know this how?
Through careful analysis of the evidence, both on the riverbank and at Corvo Bianco.
Do you mean to insinuate the investigation thus far has been sloppy?
Geralt insinuates nothing of the sort. We must listen to him attentively.
I'm just saying, I'm kinda like the expert on monsters, so maybe you should listen to me.
I examined the body of the beast's last victim. Might have found something, need to analyze it. A quiet place, that's what I could use most right now. And maybe the help of an alchemist or a mage. Also like to hear all you know about the previous victims. Take it Sir de la Tour is my man for that.
Firstly, call me Damien, please. Secondly, you should know I spoke against summoning you here. I've heard much about you. You bring trouble, or thus far have, always. And we've enough trouble as it is. Yet we are capable of defeating the beast on our own, without an outsider's help. I've no doubt about it.
Damien, we settled the matter of the Witcher's employ some time past. Definitively. Since you have broached it nonetheless, let us discuss Geralt's pay. Are the legends true? Do Witchers usually demand that which you find at home, yet did not expect?
Well, not always. Usually I just take money, you know.
Not quite, Your Grace. Law of surprise, it's something we invoke at times, but rarely. Usually we just take gold.
Disappointing. This law sounds rather romantic. On the other hand, on returning to the palace, we would likely find impatient petitioners or a set of sample fabrics for a new dress. Poor rewards both. I fear you'd not have much use for any of the surprises we are likely to come upon. Thus we've decided you shall receive the deed to a vineyard, Corvo Bianco, and the sum of coin. You will doubtless consider this adequate. Title to the vineyard shall be given to you at once. Surely you'll need lodgings while you hunt. The coin, however, will be yours only once you have slain the beast.
Lovely, generous gesture, Your Grace. But Corvo Bianco, isn't it the Duchy's temporary morgue?
Is it now? The Chancellery's bungled things again, we fear. Not to be left unsupervised for one instant. Yet, in its mood, a morgue should present minimal problems to a Witcher. What's more, nothing enhances a wine's reputation better than a grim legend.
Thank you, Your Grace. I accept the contract, of course. But as I said before, I'll need some information.
Okay, yeah, tell me about the first victim.
How'd it start? Who was the first victim?
Crespi was the first to die. He was famed once for his many glorious tournament victories. Then he grew old, hung up his sword, and took to winemaking.
Crespi was not loved by the wine merchants. He was ruthless in business and thought to cheat many a time. He asked us for a dispensation from all court ceremonies. We did not grant it. We could not. Once you've taken the oath of a knight, you remain a knight till death.
How'd he die? Where'd they find the body?
Quite unusual, the circumstance. He was at a feast when suddenly one of his fellow feastgoers noticed he was missing. The town watch found him an hour later. On his hands and knees, propped against the town pillory, his sword hanging from his neck. He had died of wounds inflicted with claws, not a weapon. Blows of great force.
So he died suddenly, but the body was on its knees, meaning someone posed it.
So it seems.
Okay, and tell me about the second victim.
Second murder. Tell me what you know.
In the city there are certain nooks. No one reasonable ventures there after dark. Ramon Dulac's corpse was found in one such place. With the first murder, terror gripped the city. Its inhabitants grew wary, kept to safe areas. Consequently, news of the second victim came to us from a group of concerned cut-purses.
Criminals fear the beast? Telling in a way. Take it you've excluded the possibility that Ramon died at the hands of these bandits.
Do you believe me an amateur? Not hands, but claws killed Ramon Dulac. The wound was deep, clean.
His body was found in the gutter, dressed in nightshirt and cap, a pillow placed under his head, and his sword replaced by a bed warmer. Ramon Dulac, a knight who but a dozen years past was an advisor to our father, the Duke.
Someone went to a lot of trouble to make him look ridiculous. Maybe revenge was the motive.
It's not out of the question. Dulac had shady dealings with the criminal underworld, but no one ever came forth with concrete proof of any misdoings.
Yeah, I think somebody is trying to send a message here, right? I mean, both victims and the one that we just investigated, there seems to be like the killer wants to tell us something by the way that he killed them or that he left the bodies. And apparently they're both older knights too.
So, first two victims were knights, best years behind them.
The same could be said of the third. Sir Delacroix was wont to claim that in modern times knights face new challenges, enterprise being the latest addition to the chivalric virtues.
He made a veritable fortune in the grain trade. Palmerin even nicknamed him Sir de la Stinch.
Found a coin pouch on his body. Contained florins dating from various times, hailing from different provinces of the Empire.
Delacroix loved coin, true, but had no patience for numismatics.
Okay, yeah, there are definitely similarities between the victims.
Lots of similarities between the victims. All the bodies were found in strange places under extraordinary circumstances. Seems the murderer, whoever or whatever it is, has some meaning to convey.
These were honorable men. We are horrified by the disdain, the disrespect with which they were treated. These were knights of Toussaint. Blast it.
Might be the point. From what you say, none was a model of virtue. Ever considered that's what the beast's trying to draw attention to?
All the murdered men were knights who swore fealty to the 5 chivalric virtues. And even if the
Knights of Toussaint swear fealty to what virtues exactly?
honor, wisdom, generosity, valor, and compassion.
And why those virtues exactly?
5 virtues. Why are they so important to your knights?
Strange question.
Your Grace, forgive me. I'm a foreigner trying to understand another land's customs.
You are forgiven. According to legend, the virtues we cultivate were bestowed upon us by the Lady of the Lake. How we truly came to espouse them, none remember. In Toussaint, we believe men of low birth should be simple-hearted and obedient. We expect much more, however, of our knights. They are to be soldiers and courtiers, lords and servants. Thus, the need for clear moral guidelines. At the time of his dubbing, a knight vows to demonstrate throughout his life honor, wisdom, generosity, valor, and compassion.
Okay, so the beast, which is probably not, you know, a normal beast, but a sentient one, is trying to denounce moral decay.
Beast seems to be pointing up moral decay, denouncing it. Victims were all humiliated. Might have been murdered to emphasize their lack of specific chivalric virtues.
Honor compromised by the pillory. Wisdom by ridicule. Generosity by a coin pouch shoved down a throat. It seems to fit, true. though not perfectly.
Can't discount the theory if it's on the lips of everyone in town. Say our reasoning's right. Next murder will be just as showy and denounce the victim's lack of the fourth virtue, valor. We can also assume that victim will be an elder knight.
Let's think. At the moment, all the knights are either at the tourney grounds or in the palace gardens. Our annual hare hunt shall begin there shortly. Have you heard of the custom?
Milton mentioned something. Seemed excited to prance around in a bunny costume. Not sure why. Hang on. Strange circumstances. A knight advanced in years. The famed cowardice of rabbits.
Could it be that simple? Is Milton de Peyrac-Peyren the next victim?
Milton also knew Delacroix. Told me so down by the river.
Damien! To miss something so obvious. De Peyrac-Peyren, Crespi, Delacroix, and Delac formed a knightly team. It was years ago, but...
Tell me about this team, though.
They were a team?
They were close friends, tightly knit, and as such earned the trust of our father, the Duke. We often witnessed him turn to them with delicate matters. Later, their paths diverged.
Unlikely to be a coincidence. Beast must know it too. It's a lead, I'm sure.
So yeah, I guess we need to find Milton. And yeah, by the way, the episode is getting really long because I'm in this very long extended dialogue cutscene. So I think what I'm going to do is I will just keep on recording. So basically start the next episode and then I will try to find a good way to cut it. Maybe after the battle against the shaman, before all of this dialogue happens. I usually don't do it like that because, you know, I want to have a proper outro and intro. But in this case, I will probably just make a cut somewhere. So if you've been wondering why the last episode ended so abruptly and this one started without intro, that's why. Because I didn't know that this would be such a long scene without me being able to save. So yeah, let's go and find Milton.
Your Grace, we need to find Milton immediately.
Rather problematic. You see, the garden entertainments are due to start, and he's disguised as the hare, hiding somewhere, waiting for some tipsy courtiers to find him. The hare's hiding place is a carefully guarded secret.
We must call off the game, at once.
First and foremost, we must remain calm. Damien, order the garden searched immediately, but discreetly. By no means can we disrupt the festivities. Panic will only incite the beast to strike sooner. And you, Witcher, follow me. My gardens, my night, I shall take the fall. A murder is out of the question. I will not allow it. Not near my palace. Horses? Ready our horses! Your Grace!
Geralt, you have business to do. Stop oogling.
What the hell? Why, I should... Your Highness,
Mind it doesn't get wrinkled. Onward!
Alright, I guess we're doing that now.
Hey! That is silk! Be careful! Give it to me!
Alright, so off to the
Grace
palace.
is right at home in the saddle.
Is there an invisible wall? Okay, now I can continue to ride. I'm just going to follow her.
Clear a path! Clear the way, I said!
Ah, out of my way, child! I don't want to run you over.
Your reputation precedes you, Geralt.
It's here! Just round the corner!
Hurry!
Okay.
We must go to where the game is being held. The participants must find a unicorn's horn, a golden fish, and a phoenix egg. With these in hand, they can deduce where the hare, Milton, hides.
Mean we need to find those things too.
We've no other option, but time is of the essence, so we shall have to break the rules.
That's my knees ache something horrible.
On second thought, through here. I shall show you where the hunt plays out. Then we will split up. You will get hold of the unicorn horn and the golden fish. While I nab the phoenix egg. That will be quickest.
Okay. Where will I find the golden fish?
Golden fish? Do I need a rod or a net?
Please, Geralt. It's not a real fish. Look there, towards the water. See the lights? The hunters are trying to hook the fish from boats. You must simply dive in and find it.
The unicorn. How do I catch it?
It's terribly skittish, true, but I'm sure you will find a way to earn its trust. It runs around over there, look. The golden fish and the horn both contain things or clues that will help us find Milton. Once you have fish and horn, find me among the other phoenix egg hunters. All clear? Then let's get to it.
Alright, let's get to it. Look for the unicorn in the clearing in the palace gardens. Retrieve the golden fish from the pond. Right, let's try to find that fish. How do I get down here? Can I like jump down here without breaking my neck? Well, sort of. And
is my head
I suppose now I can just follow her again. Okay, I'm going for the fish.
Look!
Which is down by the lakeside. And then I will go for the unicorn. I would love to look around the garden a little bit, but a life is at stake, so I should probably not dally too long. And I hope I have a chance to do this
should be
later.
easy to spot once I'm under.
Okay, let's see. I'm looking for a golden fish. Well, this one doesn't really look golden. There's a toffee inside. Okay. This doesn't look golden either. So... is this golden? Nope, it isn't. It's kinda hard to see the color underwater. Ah, apparently this one is a golden one. Hey! Hey! No! I need that.
Hey, wait. Stop. It's important.
King Cormorant, sire, accept this offering we bring. Prithee cast upon us your merciful eye, and bear before us its secrets.
As the moon its heavenly course doth trace, in my domain I await that moment of grace, when a soul of good or ill repute brings me a gift, fitting tribute.
Oh god.
A key.
Key from the golden fish. Well, Geralt is not fooling around.
He's ruined the game!
I'm sorry, but like I said, there's a life at stake here, so I need to hurry up and find the unicorn now, and hopefully we can find Milton the Bayrak Bator, or I can't even remember his name. It's so weird, but I need to rescue the poor guy. So let's find that unicorn, which I don't think is a real unicorn, by the way. Plus, I can have a save here. Somewhere over here. Yep.
But this is no true unicorn.
No, it's not, I think. It's definitely not a true unicorn.
Perhaps an apple will work. Or some sweets.
We would not be in this predicament, dear sister, were you still a virgin.
Do you really wish to have this conversation again? Here and now?
Hush, or you'll spook the beast. We shall try the sweets.
Hey folks, gonna have to ruin your fun. Sorry.
Who's that?
Maybe you should just use an axie. That would be fastest, huh? Nope. Just use a damn axie, Geralt. Okay, in that case, maybe I'm just going to use it, huh? Alright, well, that worked.
Easy now.
Well, that's hardly fair.
Flagrant cheating is what it is. Sirs, we must teach this scamp some proper sportsmanship.
Yeah, I realize it is kind of cheaty, but like I said, I'm trying to save a life here, so I can't really get into any discussions here.
Listen, I didn't break any rules.
True, he won fair and square.
We were unlucky, that's all. We must try
Right.
to grab the next clue.
Alright, meet the Duchess to assemble the clues and learn where Milton is hiding.
Entirely
Alright,
inappropriate
I
behavior.
hope
A complete
she was able to
collapse of
find that
social
phoenix egg, so we can figure out where we need to go.
A fruitful hunt to you, Witcher. I wish...
If you please, Your Grace.
We do not please. We act out of the highest necessity. All shall be explained later.
But it's against the rules.
I am the rules. Geralt! At last.
Got a key and a clue.
And I've another. Show me yours. Who wrote this drivel? I begin like a crone, hollowed out with ease, then end like a mouse, with a head of hard cheese.
What? In a cave. In the palace pantry. It's a greenhouse, someplace cramped. I begin like a groan, hollowed out with ease, then end like a mouse with a head of hard cheese? What the hell? I don't understand. None of these answers make any sense. Someplace cramped. Okay, I honestly don't know. Honestly don't know the answer to this. I'm usually good at riddles, but this one is too difficult for me. Let's just admit that I don't know what it is.
Too cryptic, this riddle. Got no idea what it's talking about.
Then be silent and let me think.
Alright,
If
fair
we take
enough.
roll, hollow it out and fill it with ease. The letters, that is. We get
Oh!
green. Then mouse. But starting with
Okay.
what heads hard cheese. Why, it's greenhouse.
Yeah. I
Pretty
didn't
clever.
think.
And it sounds right to me.
There are several greenhouses in the
think about
gardens,
that.
but only one with a door that locks. And the key to it looks just like the one we found.
Greenhouse it is then. Let's go.
Okay, the greenhouse it is. But yeah, that was actually a pretty interesting riddle. I didn't think about it like this.
Wait here.
Oh! Is he dead already?
Oh, what the budge? Oh,
What was that?
Well, he's good. Well, let's see if Garrett can match that. Not quite as elegantly, but it should suffice.
I'm here.
This belonged to you, maybe?
It did, but you may keep it. I've a new one. I do not know you. I've done you no harm. Yet first you butchered a Bruxer who was dear to me. Now you pursue me. Why?
You've killed 4 innocent people, at least.
And you? How many innocents have you cut down?
Well, that is an interesting question. I would like to say none, at least not while I was playing him, because I usually try to avoid killing people if I'm not really sure if they are guilty of something. However, it kinda depends on your definition, I suppose. I mean, I killed guardsmen and soldiers at times, and I mean, they usually attacked me and I defended myself, but they were maybe just doing their job and stuff like that. So, saying none might not really be true. But this conversation isn't about me anyway.
Not here to talk about me.
Yet that is exactly what we are doing. So, did they send you after me? Who are they?
What do you mean, they? Duchess hired me. You've been murdering her subjects.
Is it as simple as that? I would ask you to convey to the Duchess that I've but one victim left, but you'll not get the chance.
Okay, well, I don't know exactly what he is, but I'm going to assume it is some sort of, vampire. So maybe I should try the same strategy like I did against the Bruxer. I mean, I still have vampire oil on my sword, right? And he's pretty fast. And he seems to be pretty good at parrying my attacks too. So maybe I should try to parry myself. Kinda like I did in that fight against Olgierd. I think I'm going to try that. And, well, I should make sure I regain some health here. And he's really fast, it's kinda hard to parry that. Okay, but it works and it gives me a chance to actually attack him. Alright, this should be a working strategy, I think. Alright, let's do this. Yep. And parry and hit, and then I'm going to retreat again. So, this should be easy. And parry. And hit a few times. And retreat again. And let's do it again. Retreating again. And parry. And hit. There we go.
You were to stay where you were. Regenerate!
I know you're in trouble. I can help.
I'll help myself!
No, he's my friend.
Well,
Yes, Geralt, it's me.
Regis? You alright?
All is well. All's in order. Wounds such as these heal on vampires in moments. But we've not seen one another in ages, my friend. At least in human terms, that is.
How's this even possible? Last I saw you...
I was a bubbling, shapeless smear, having been rather spectacularly melted into a column of a certain castle. In somewhat better shape now, as you can see. Hardly peak form, mind you, but were I human, folk would think me a demigod, I dare say.
I'm sorry. What happened? It was my fault. Never got a chance to apologize.
No need, Geralt. Bygones. I did not have to join you on that expedition. No one twisted my arm.
alright, well, apparently this is an old friend. So, how did you regenerate from that weird stuff that happened to you apparently the last time we met?
Miraculous regeneration. How do you manage it?
I had help. From the one you hunt.
Him? How? And what have you been doing all these years?
Not the time nor place for such stories. I suspect we'll get a chance to speak at ease and at length later. Now, however, we must deal with the reason that brought us both here.
Okay, yeah, I'm actually hunting that killer, and you seem to know him.
Local serial killer seems to obey you. Maybe you could talk him out of it, convince him to stop murdering.
Why do you think I've come? It shall not be easy, as Dettlaff can be rather stubborn. Though you must certainly recall that neither do I surrender readily.
So that's his name. He's your friend?
You might call it that. Though Dettlaff is... how would you humans put it? More bestial than I am. But not to worry. I'm working on him.
Haven't exactly done a great job with that. He's killed one knight since I got here. At least 3 others before I arrived.
For good reason, I'm sure. Understand, Dettlaff is not some decadent shit who kills for sport, or to assuage a dryness of throat or a dullness of mood.
Yeah, I figured as much. He seems to have some sort of motive, and he wants to send some sort of a message. But what would they be?
So in your opinion, what are his reasons?
Precisely what I wish to find out. And then I will convince him of the error of his ways.
Got a lot of faith in the guy.
Despite appearances to the contrary, you two are quite alike. You've both noble hearts, yet you both are wont to perform ignoble deeds. When circumstances force you to, of course. Remember the year 964?
That was 3 centuries ago.
Blind fear gripped Rivia, Lyria, and Spala. Women and children were dying. Their mutilated, dismembered corpses littered the fields.
Brute of Lyria. Read about it. Chewed up almost 200, then fell to a common poacher supposedly armed with a dagger blessed by some prophet.
It fell to Dettlaff, who then found a poacher asleep in the brush near his snares and dropped the fiend's corpse at his feet. And thus, a legend was born.
Okay, and why did he do that?
Vampires rarely help humans. Must have had his own agenda, hunting the beast.
You err. He slew it for one reason alone. The monster killed a lad who once in the street had offered Dettlaff an apple, expecting nothing in return.
Terribly noble of him.
You do not have a monopoly on altruism, my friend. Vilgefortz melted my body. Dettlaff found what was left. As per our codex, he had a choice. To leave me where I was, or to care for me and nurture my remains. He chose the latter. Regenerated me at no small expense in his own blood. Do you know what that means to a vampire? The gravity of the endeavor?
Probably same thing it means to a human. You owe him your life.
Much more than that. The act itself made us blood brethren. A bond so strong humans cannot even imagine. which is why I know something ill is afoot.
Always had an overdeveloped sense of empathy.
Each vampire has a unique talent, one they hone over centuries. It's precisely what renders us so difficult to classify. Dettlaff's trump card is his herd instinct, his tribal propensity. In point of fact, he prefers the company of lesser vampires and shuns that of humans. If he walks among you, killing egregiously, it can only mean something's upset him immensely.
Alright, and what could that be?
Anything specific? Some set of things that'd be likely to set him off?
How should I say this? Dettlaff doesn't understand men, their world, its rules, its conventions. He's naive in a sense. He doesn't comprehend your games, knows not what it means to lie, deceive.
Suggesting he's maladjusted, and venting his rage.
I'm suggesting maladjustment can at times breed conflict. But is it the case this time? I cannot say, but intend to find out.
Alright, but I mean first we gotta find him.
Gotta find him, before something upsets him even more, and all Beauclair is awash with blood.
Well, we share a cause then, just like the old days.
Not entirely. I mean, when I find him, you know.
I know you've a contract on his head. Yet your true task is to stop the beast killing, not necessarily to kill the beast, am I right?
All in all, sure.
Let us find him. By the time we do, I hope I'll have convinced you Dettlaff is no monster.
Fine, all right already. But for now, evidence is stacking up against him.
Hear that?
The posse. Knights must have tracked me here.
I prefer they not find me here. I've makeshift quarters at Mère Lachaise Long Cemetery. We'll meet there.
See you.
So they can just turn into some sort of smoke. That's pretty neat.
Witcher, we flew here as fast as our courses would carry us. Yet I fear we're late all the same. Pray, where is the beast?
Still investigating. About to inspect this site. Withdraw your men before they trample all over the evidence.
Sirs, we must let the Witcher do his work. Milton's murder cannot go unavenged.
So poor guy is dead after all. That sucks. Okay, well, apparently we finally finished this very long quest. I need to regenerate some health. Let me have a look around this warehouse before I do anything else. And then I need to think about what to do next. Don't even know where I am at the moment. No, I wanted to loot the book. Purchasing brief. I mean, this may actually be a good time to get some other stuff done before we continue with the story. Because finally that sense of urgency is lifted a little bit. Okay, let's leave this place.
Allow the Witcher to ply his trade.
Okay. And I am now in the city. I think Beauclair is the name, right? Okay, let me have a look at my quests. So, the next main quest would be to meet Regis at Mère Lachaise Cemetery. But I think, my number of secondary quests is growing and growing. Yeah, I think this may be a good time to do some of this stuff. Like, for example, I got a house. They gave me Corvo Bianco, so maybe I wanna check out the house. I'm not sure if I need it. I mean, I don't intend to retire anytime soon, but I don't know, it may be nice to have a place to come back to every once in a while, right? So, how about that's what we do first, checking out that house, which is over here, and I already see they put a stash in the house. Right, we have a notice board over here, so maybe we can go there and check it out. What is this? Ducal official who doles out rewards for contracts. Alright, but I haven't actually done any contracts yet. Let's go to the notice board and maybe we find a fast travel spot on our way, and then we return to Corvo Bianco and check out the vineyard, which apparently now belongs to us. Right? And, I mean, exploring the city can wait for another day. Let's just try to reach that notice board. And, well, apparently there is actually a quest right over here.
Sir! A letter for you, sir!
Letter? Who from?
Can't rightly say, sir. I was just to deliver it.
The stamp says postage paid, so get lost. Well, I guess I can give the guy or the boy 5 crown for his efforts.
Here, and thanks.
No, sir. Thank you. And I truly hope I'll be of service again.
My dear friend.
I've been told you're on a jaunt to Toussaint. I do hope you don't overtax yourself during the wine festival. The effects of such exertion at your age can indeed prove most detrimental.
What does that mean?
I've come upon some information which might be of interest to you. While browsing through a colleague's book collection, I found mention of one Professor Moreau of Beauclair, who conducted research into Witcher mutations. The details I've come to learn are rather vague, and his laboratory's location remains a mystery. Yet his journal should at least provide hints as to both. It is said he was laid to rest with it in his tomb. I enclose a map I found in the tome I happened upon. Though less than completely legible, I trust it will prove useful nonetheless. Should you grow tired of sampling Beauclair's ladies, wines, and other exquisite delicacies, this matter might prove a fruitful diversion. Investigate at your leisure. Your friend, Yennefer.
All right, I will do that.
The professor who studied Witcher mutations. Might actually be worth looking into.
Indeed, indeed. Turn and face the strange. Anyway, I want to go to that notice board. I already see some taverns and there's an alchemist too, but like I said, this can wait for later.
We've seen the day come when our
Okay, apparently we have a fast travel point here. Very good. But let's have a look at the notices. Oh, that looks like several contracts. Contract Grand Master Armorer. Master Armorer in Beauclair seeks brave men to help recover long-lost diagrams. Contract is highly dangerous, as such will be lucratively rewarded. I take it. Fisticuffs. Hey, tough guy, smack down your brother-in-law and now you're feeling invincible? Neighbors step aside when they see you coming, got violence in your heart? Then perhaps it's high time for time you fought for the title of Brawl Master of Beauclair. Defeat 3 champions and you will get the honor of facing the master himself. Seek more information from bookies in San Sebastian and by the docks. Okay, apparently we can fist fight here too. Armed escort wanted. We wish to hire a person or persons with good weapon skills who, for a reasonable fee, will escort us into Alberto's cavern for exploratory purposes. The knight-errants claim the cave harbors no dangers, so we don't expect trouble, but better safe than sorry. Auguste, Lucien and Hugo Monard. Test yourself with the trials of the virtues. Dear reader, years pass and time change, yet all that is good and beautiful still requires a defender. Come to the Isle on Lac Celavie and test the rightness of your character during the trials. If you pass, you shall receive a reward. Oh, this sounds interesting too. Wanted, discreet specialist. Wanted professional to investigate mystery concerning Reginald Dobry's statue. Requirements: indomitable work ethic, absolute discretion, and refinement in supernatural situations. I think I qualify for that. Desirable: immaculate presentation, aesthetic sensitivity, and knowledge of modern sculpture. Maybe not so much in that regard. For details, please see Roland de Flachwieser, Curator of Art and Collectibles. Another contract, quarreling at the cemetery. Since no one from our residence committee seems to think it is their responsibility, I'll write it myself. This cannot go on. That infernal racket coming from the cemetery is driving us mad, and no one is doing anything about it. I know, we all hear it. Madame Bouquet admitted it keeps her awake all night long, and she lives further away from the cemetery than any of us. If there's any witcher who can put an end to all the screaming, brawling and insults, I'll pay him from my own pouch. Ask them to point out Charles Lanzano at the clever clocks. That'll be me. I'll take it too.
Nice tune. Might be worth looking into.
Alright, yeah, I got a bunch of contracts again. And some other stuff.
It's an escort. Not something I do often, but might be worth investigating.
Alright, well, so many new quests. Anyway, I think I should have recorded long enough to make this into 2 episodes. I will try to find a good place where I can cut it into 2 episodes. And I will end the 2nd episode here. And yeah, I guess in the next episode I will head over to my new estate, Corvo Bianco, and have a look at it. And in between episodes I will look at all of these quests that I got here, and then I will decide what I want to do next. But like I said, I will pause the main quest for now, and I will take care of some of this stuff. So yeah, as usual, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and see you again next time.